Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Silent Core and welcome back to my Red Dead series. Today I'm going to be answering a very simple question: is the advanced camera worth it in Red Dead Online? And there is a huge buyer's beware in here. I'll also be sharing with you guys some super helpful tips for actually using the camera. So first of all, let's talk about the actual purpose of taking pictures and how it relates to the Naturalist role. So obviously the Naturalist role, it revolves all around wildlife, collecting samples, and then selling those samples for stamps, and then you can trade in your stamp collection for huge big chunks of Naturalist XP and progression in your Naturalist role. However, what a lot of people don't realize is taking pictures of animals and the whole photography aspect is actually completely irrelevant and isn't even required to complete your stamp set. The only reason you might want to take pictures of animals is just to fill up your compendium and get 100% completion here, but there's not actually any real benefit in doing so. The only benefit is each animal species in your compendium is going to have 100% completion when you do manage to kill it, skin it, track it, and also sedate it and sample it. And obviously the photography one down at the bottom will allow you to get 100% and the full bar 100% on each of your individual animal species. So if that's something you care about, you're a completionist type of player, you really want to fill up your compendium and have everything completed, then this is probably a purchase that makes sense. So if you are the kind of player that doesn't really care about being a completionist and just wants to rank up their Naturalist role in the fastest and most efficient way possible, you can completely ignore the photography side of things and not even take a picture of anything. You can just focus on doing the samples. So let's talk about how useful the advanced camera is and how it actually compares to the default free camera we carry around on our players. So all players actually have a normal default camera that they're given that they can use. A lot of players don't actually realize that this normal camera can also be used with the Naturalist role. So you can use the default free camera to take pictures and have it checked off in your compendium. A lot of people think that you have to purchase the advanced one to have these check off, but you can use the default one. There are, however, a few drawbacks of using the free one. A major one is the fact that you cannot run when you're holding it. So you can't run around, or if you have an animal escaping and you're trying to run after it to get a picture of it, you're going to have to actually put the camera away and then sprint. You can't actually sprint with the camera in your hand. Another limitation to the free one is when you bring up your camera interface, you can't actually move around. I'm not sure if it's because maybe when you bring up the camera it thinks it's using a tripod, or why you can't move around when holding this camera up. Doesn't really make much sense, but you can't move when you have the camera interface up, which means if you have like a snake or a rabbit escaping, you can't move with it and get the picture. You're kind of stuck in that one location. You're going to have to close the interface, run after the animal, and then bring it back up again to take the picture. And trust me, if you guys do a lot of animal photography in the game and you are trying to fill up your compendium, you're going to spend a lot of time running after animals. So you definitely want to make it as easy as possible to catch up to them, to get them in shot, and be able to get those pictures done. I think my favourite thing about the advanced camera though has to go to the indicators that show you if an animal is in view or not. So you might notice when I have the advanced camera open, there's kind of like white bars around the picture, and those highlight green when an animal is in shot. I actually didn't realise this for the first couple of days I was using the camera, and I was just guessing if the animal was in the picture or not, but when I realised this, it was like a godsend. You can easily see when an animal is in your shot, so if like a snake is going through the grass, or a deer is going through a wooded area and you can't really see it properly, or even if you're quite far away from an animal, you can tell if it's in shot, and that photo is going to check off the compendium for the photograph for that animal. So that's definitely something I've personally found super handy with the advanced camera, especially when it comes to checking off my compendium. Now the advanced camera is definitely not perfect by any means. There's a lot of pain points I have with this camera. First of all is the storage space. I believe on console we have a lot less storage when it comes to taking pictures, so we can only store around 96 pictures, whereas I think you guys on PC can actually store almost 200. And the frustrating thing is when you're just taking pictures of animals for your compendium, these actually save to your social club and take up space and memory along with the pictures you actually want to keep. And if any of you guys have maxed out your photo limit already, you'll know how horrible it is to have to clear up space. you have to open up the social club menu and manually delete every single picture to clear room. I actually couldn't believe Rockstar didn't even think to include a delete all button. Like, why would we want to keep all these pictures of random animals around the map in really horrible pictures that people are taking just to get it checked off in their compendium? No one wants to save this stuff. And I'll probably have some gameplay of this on screen. You guys will see the delay between deleting each picture. There's basically like a 2 or 3 second delay in deleting each picture. It's just such a long, tedious process. It's probably going to take you about an hour to delete all of your pictures to free up some room there. Also, just as a heads up, if your photos do get full and you really can't be bothered deleting them, you can actually still go ahead and just take pictures of animals and have them not save. The game will constantly tell you that your camera roll is full, but it doesn't matter, it's still actually going to check it off in your compendium. Another pain point I have with the camera is just how clunky it is to use. You can't use it in your horse, which means if you're chasing after an animal, you're going to have to constantly jump on and off your horse to run after it and get it into frame. And a lot of the time the game is going to grey out your weapon wheel, so you can't actually switch to it. I'm not sure why the game does that if you've just stopped running, or there's just some sort of delay here to let you select it. It's just really frustrating when you're trying to run after an animal and it doesn't even let you bring out the camera. And I can't tell you how many times I've pressed Y to jump on my horse, and instead of jumping on my horse it's opened up the stupid social club and I've had to wait for that menu to load. So to wrap this video up, is the advanced camera worth it to buy in Red Dead Online? If you are a photographer or you are a completionist type of player, you want to complete your whole animal compendium 100%, definitely buy it. It's going to help you out so much when it comes to taking pictures of animals. However, if you are not a completionist and you only care about leveling up your naturalist role and just getting XP in that role and getting it done and over with so you can do other things in the game, you can avoid it completely and not worry about taking pictures at all. Feel free to leave a comment on this video and let me know what you guys think of the advanced camera. And I definitely feel like the photography aspect of the naturalist role definitely feels like a bit rushed or tacked on, like it almost doesn't need to be there and doesn't really work properly with the way the pictures are stored. But yeah, I guess that's just my personal opinion on it. If you guys want to see if the elephant rifle is worth it to purchase in Red Dead Online, I'll also have a link on screen to my review on that weapon, so you can also save yourself some money there, because it's also a bit of a buyer's beware with the elephant rifle. If you guys did enjoy this video, please take a few seconds to leave it a like, really helps support my YouTube channel, and go ahead and subscribe if you are new, so you don't miss out on any future breaking news, information and tips and tricks. As always, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Today's video is brought to you by So You Want to Be a YouTuber. This is your ultimate strategy guide to branding, building viewership momentum, and monetizing a YouTube channel with as little as 1,000 subscribers. It's beautifully printed in full colour and is now available on Amazon paperback and Kindle. Check out the link in the description or search So You Want to Be a YouTuber on your local Amazon store, and you can even preview it for free.